From Radio DePaul, Chicago's college connection.
My father spent 3 years restoring this car. It is his love. It is his passion.
I'm Michael Cera, and human skin is my passion.
I learned to feel things I'd never felt before. Love, jealousy, passion for disemboweling.
Look at all the passion on that wall.
Well, jazz flute has always been a small passion of mine.
It's a bathroom.
It's not just a bathroom, David. It's a passion project.
My passion project. Destroying someone else's passion project.
This is Passion Project with your host, Peyton Basden.
Hey, everyone. Hey, everyone. Good to see you. Good to see you. I was doing a bit I didn't necessarily need to do where I was making really hard eye contact with Ori the whole time, and then I wasn't looking at the board, but we got it done. I think sometimes personal intimacy is much more important than doing your show successfully.
I'd say that's your passion.
Yeah,
personal
intimacy. Look out for an episode where I talk about interpersonal intimacy, or just personal intimacy. How to be intimate with yourself in a way that's honest and wonderful.
Intimacy with yourself and with others.
Yes, intimacy is my passion. That's why I do this show, is it's a uniquely intimate experience. Not only do we talk about deep personal desires, but also, like, I don't know if any of you, some of you may have been in a radio studio, been in this radio studio.
I have.
Yes. And would you not describe it as intimate?
I would describe it as intimate. You know, I used to host a show back on the air, Funny Girls, if anyone remembers it. We talked about musical theater, me, my co-hosts, Aiden and Ev.
All those years ago?
All that 1 year ago.
All that year ago. So is it good to be back here in this
Great to be back.
Basement?
Yes, it's so great to be back. I've missed the flaming guitar, the flaming microphone.
Yeah.
The Chicago theater behind us.
Yeah, that's the real Chicago theater, by the way. This is a window.
It's new here, too. There's a new couch.
Oh, there is a new couch here, yeah. I feel like I've talked about this before. This microphone is like twisted all the way around. I need to fix it. Can you vamp while I fix this?
Yeah, okay. So I am going to be talking today. Oh, well, should I introduce myself?
Yeah, oh my gosh, yes, so please introduce. So I assume Ori has been on the show before in the second episode ever. Yeah.
Wait, did we confirm that?
I didn't confirm it, but it feels true to me.
It was the second episode ever.
Yeah, and if it wasn't, I'm glad you know more about this show than I do.
Yeah.
Super fan, shout out. But yeah, it was like our second show ever. So a lot has happened, a lot has changed. Who are you? What's going on? I've known you in all that time since the last show, but I don't think the audience has. So
no.
What's up? What's happening?
Peyton and I have known each other for a long time. 4 years, to be precise. And who am I? My name is Ori Rindahl. I am a comedian. I'm a friend of Peyton.
Whoa.
I am a drag king. That's maybe a hint into what we're going to talk about. Who goes by the name of Jules Astaire. Jules, Astaire like Fred. Or for anyone under 60, Astaire.
Astaire.
Astaire. And then I don't know what else to say about me. I'm a DePaul senior. I'm about to graduate.
I like how when you introduce your like sort of rap sheet of things you are, you put my friend of me as second. Is that typically how you introduce yourself to people?
Normally I don't include you in my introduction. I
Fair.
can.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. I
was
care.
doing that because it's your audience. Like if I was on someone else's radio show, I'd probably say I was a friend of theirs.
Even if you weren't?
I'm not really much of a liar, so maybe I wouldn't. I'd be like, oh, I'm someone you know.
Yeah. Well, I think it's really funny and beautiful. This whole process, and I will say part of the reason why this is an excuse to talk to my friends and record it, so I can prove to people I have friends.
And all those episodes ago, we only had 30 minutes, and now it's a full hour.
And now we have so much time. And I don't know what to talk about because you and I have never talked for a full hour outside of this room.
No, it's really awkward.
It's awkward and terrible, but I'm glad we can turn it on for the cameras.
Yeah, and thank God we have a topic to discuss.
Yes, otherwise it'd be terrible.
Crickets.
Yeah. So, Before we dive into that officially, I just like to get the audience a sense of you as a person, just because it's been a while since you've been here. And before, we didn't even have time to get into the nitty gritty,
we
the
had
personal of it. We had to get right
into Christopher Guest.
Christopher Guest, which, okay.
Let's bring him back.
Let's bring him back, please. Well, because since that last episode, I watched Spinal Tap.
2.
Spinal Tap 1, and then we saw Spinal Tap 2
together.
I remember this. This is beautiful. And I just want to say it's good.
Yeah, Christopher Guest is great. If you haven't watched if you haven't watched any of his films since my first episode, get on it now.
Yeah.
Christopher Guest was a documentarian, comedic, not a real documentarian.
A comedic documentarian. A mockumentarian?
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
A mockumentarian. He did such films as Spinal Tap 1 and Spinal Tap 2.
Yes.
He did Best in Show, Waiting for Guffman, For Your Consideration, Mascots. I haven't seen Mascots.
Hey, me neither.
So
maybe that's what we do. That's our next step.
Tonight.
Our venture.
No,
Tonight.
You're busy.
Yeah, you're busy.
You know what day it is? It's Mother's Day.
It is Mother's Day. I will be spending tonight with my mother.
I won't, because my mom's in California, but she's listening now.
That's beautiful.
So, hi, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day to any other mothers listening.
The mothers.
Every mother's. Speaking of which, what are your thoughts on the hit Meghan Trainor song? I
Sparkle?
Whoa, is that the new one?
Wait,
I was referring. I think it's just called Mother, but it's the Meghan Trainor
I am your mother. You listen to me.
Yeah,
that one.
Is that how you will be celebrating today, by listening to Meghan Trainor's Mother?
I'll probably be listening to Meghan Trainor's Sparkle. That's her
yes,
new song.
Her new single. Everybody, not sponsored, go stream Meghan Trainor's new single.
Well, okay, I did listen to this song, and this will actually tie into our topic, because someone was like, oh, when pop girlies who are kind of washed up make a song for their like 5 remaining gay fans. And then all the comments were like Sparkle by Meghan Trainor. And so I listened to it and I was like, you know what? I kind of can rock with it. Like, and everyone was like, oh, like the most annoying drag queen you know is going to be doing this.
That could be you.
Yeah.
Well, you're not the most annoying drag.
Wait, no, sorry. I went like that because static started happening in my ears, but I think I kicked my headphones.
Those headphones also have been having a static issue. If you guys want an insider process, I've been briefing people before the show, but I've stopped because the static has stopped. If the static doesn't stop, just use those headphones.
It's back. I'm just going to, yeah.
Whoa. And now?
Well, now, I kind of do like having the headphones on. It makes me scared to not be able to hear what we sound like.
Yeah, I can hear you. You sound good to me. I like the way you sound.
Okay, this is better.
We're live. Anyways.
Yeah, so, but will I be listening to Mother by Meghan Trainor? I don't like that song, and I don't love Sparkle. I'm kind of joking. But it wasn't terrible.
Okay, then I'll offer you the follow-up. Is there a Meghan Trainor song that you really enjoy?
I mean, I did really love All About That Bass growing up.
Classic song.
And I liked, I don't know. I liked a lot of her songs growing up. I remember playing Meghan Trainor for my dad and being like, you'll kind of like her. And he did kind of like her.
Yeah.
Which my dad doesn't normally like modern pop music. But recently I discovered my dad likes Faye Webster. So that's exciting.
Oh, wow.
'Cause I love Faye Webster.
That's something, that's the kind of thing you bond with your dad about, Faye Webster.
Well, he watched her on Tiny Desk. He loves NPR Tiny Desk. And so that's his familiarity with a lot of
That's
new
how
music.
he gets new people into his... I will throw on, when it's like an afternoon of work and I'm listening to music, I get myself a little Tiny Desk cue going.
That's cute.
Yeah. I like listening to live music.
Yeah, me too.
Gosh, I like live music. Is that crazy to say?
That is crazy to say. And you know what's even crazier is I have to agree. I kind of live music makes me feel things.
Right. And like being in community and music. And
it's just like powerful.
Music is so wow. Music is so...
And that's why you're doing a radio show that's not music based.
No, because you know what's better than music?
Talking.
Intimate personal connection. My passion. Yeah. Speaking of which, this will be our last little question because you brought it up to me. I have no concerts on my docket. I looked at Olivia Rodrigo. Difficult to do. A coveted ticket.
Yeah.
Do you have any other? Do you have live events like concerts coming up that you're excited for?
Ooh, that's a good question. The last concert I saw was Alice Phoebe Lou at the Vic, and that was great. That was one of my best concert experiences I've had. I honestly am not a big concert goer. As much as I love live music, I don't like standing for long periods of time in crowded spaces.
Right.
So I don't really have anything coming up. I have thought about, Lollapalooza's happening.
It is.
And I can't get I could get Lollapalooza tickets, but like I can't. And then someone was like, I'm selling Lollapalooza tickets. So then I was like, oh, let me text them. But then it was a scam. So I don't know. Maybe it wasn't a scam, but it sounded like a scam.
I am not particularly impressed with this year's Lolla lineup. There isn't much there for me.
No.
I feel Charlie XCX is the biggest drawing point for me. And here's the thing. If I'm there, I'll see Lorde. If I'm there, I'll see 5 Seconds of Summer. Why not?
Right.
But
because my one music going experience, I went to Outside Lands, which is the San Francisco music festival. So it's like Lollapalooza, but in San Francisco.
Got it. Yeah.
And it's in a park. So it's kind of more nice in some ways. But yeah, I went to that, and then I was like, okay, I guess I'll just see a lot of artists that like I'm not that familiar with.
Right.
But it was fun. It was great.
It's like I know one of your songs I'll see, because that's the thing. It's not enough to get me in the door. Once I'm in the door, I'll see as much as I can. But like the problem is 2 years ago. Last year technically, because Lolla this year hasn't happened yet. Lolla 25, phenomenal lineup. Like that Sunday was all my favorite artists.
I know. I was
back to
jealous
back.
of. And Coachella lineup this year was great as well.
Yeah.
Which loved watching that from home.
Mm-hmm. That was nice.
I would not want to be there in person.
No, well, because here's the other way I feel too. I've never been to a music festival. I think
didn't you say you went to Lollapalooza? Wait, no.
No, I've never been to Lollapalooza. No, I didn't go to Lollapalooza. If that's happening for me, it needs to happen now, because every single year it gets less feasible for me as a human being. Just I feel like physically.
Yeah, it's taxing.
Mentally, emotionally. Like I'm in my 20s.
Are we supposed to be looking at the camera?
I look at the camera sometimes just
Okay.
to connect. If you want to pretend it's not there, you can.
Okay.
It's up to you. I just like to check in with them sometimes, especially when I directly address my fans. Like you, listener. You're special to me.
You are special.
You're special, and that's why you're listening. Anyways, speaking of special, speaking of music, speaking of art, speaking of live performance.
Specials.
We got a special today.
I'm the special.
Order up. Sunday special, Ori. Anybody order? Oh, looks like everybody ordered the Ori special.
Order up. I was trying. I don't think it worked.
I liked that.
No,
I just
you
needed.
didn't. You didn't.
I liked.
I need
just
to
wanted
workshop it.
Okay, we'll figure it out. Anyways, Ori, what are you here to talk about? What's going on?
I'm here to talk about drag, not dragging objects on the ground.
No.
Not what you call something if it's not that fun. It's a drag. I'm talking about the art of drag, cross-dressing.
Yes. As it's known in some circles.
Well, okay, cross-dressing and drag are different things, and we can talk about that. We can get into the differences in my personal dictionary. Which I would say is the end-all be-all, but like,
sure,
I'm
you're
not
the leading authority in this.
I
field.
am. No, I mean, drag it's the art of performing gender. That's what, because someone recently asked me, they were like, how would you describe drag and burlesque? Is that kind of the same thing? Like, what's the difference between drag and burlesque? And what I said, I felt pretty freaking like a professor for saying this. I said, drag is the performance of gender, whereas burlesque is the art of the tease. And oftentimes they're booked in lineups together. Drag and burlesque shows exist a lot of times together, and those spheres are related. But burlesque as an art form is all about reveals, tease, story, stripping, whereas drag is honestly so much more. Like, burlesque kind of has a specific format, I feel like, that it's kind of like 5-point scene structure in sketch. It's like you got to do the slow build up, the tease, the reveal, the thing. And it can be comedic, it can be serious. Like, there's so many different ways to do it. But with drag, it's like, there's kind of no rule book.
You can do whatever you want.
Literally.
Asset and a feature of drag. So. I actually think you give us a really good definition of what that is and the differences. Yeah. So for our listeners who've never experienced drag before, this is the first time they've ever heard of it, which I assume is most of my audience, all of the million listeners we have.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is international.
Probably, yeah. I imagine people are listening as they sleep right now.
Hi, Dubai.
Yes. Hello, Dubai. Sponsor
Sorry.
me?
No,
Well,
don't.
anyways, drag is your definition, the distillation of it is the performance of gender.
Yeah, I would say that that's the main thing is a performance of a gender in some
Mhm.
way.
And like breaking that down more specifically, what does that look like generally? Like, what is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the drag that most people are kind of familiar with is like drag queens. I feel like
Mhm.
RuPaul's Drag Race has really like franchised drag much more into the mainstream.
Mhm.
And which is great in a lot of ways, but also has kind of created this like vision of what drag is that I feel like a lot of people have, whereas when you're in like an actual queer community drag scene, the way that it looks in real life is so different than what you see on TV too.
Yeah.
And it's not, I mean, even now, like Drag Race has gotten a lot more expansive since it started. And I'm watching All Stars, the current All Star season right now.
Yeah, it's one of them.
All Stars 11.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
11.
We're old.
And like Mystique and Morgan McMichaels are on it, who were on Drag Race season 2. And so they were like, oh, it's been 16 years since we've been on our original season. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. That's an entire lifetime.
I know, I'm only 16 years old. Like,
Right.
That's my entire lifetime. And yeah, so drag is, a lot of times people think of it as men dressing up as women. But no, it's not just that. It's just people dressing up as other people.
Yeah. Really, truly, deeply. Well, because I think what's fascinating about drag too is gender is such an important part of it, but also sort of the beauty of the art form too is that gender is sort of irrelevant in it. Like it can be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's just like unlocking like an alter ego or like a final form in some way. And like, yeah, people think of it as like, oh, like men dress up as women or women dress up as men, if they know about like drag kings. That's kind of what they think.
Mhm.
But it's not, it doesn't have, that is cross-dressing. Cross-dressing is like man dressed up as woman, woman dressed up as man. But drag, since it's a performance of gender, there's also like things like drag things.
Mm-hmm.
People say kings, queens, and things.
Mm-hmm.
And there's drag creatures, there's drag monsters, aliens, there's everything. I mean, like, monster is a gender.
Yeah.
I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, honestly, the entire nation would agree.
Yeah. The Passion Project Nation?
Listen, if
or
this
the
is
United States of America.
the United States of America, because, like, if I were to bring it to them, they're like, oh, there's only 2 genders. I'm like, well, what would you call a monster then?
Yeah.
Hmm?
And what would you...
An elf.
Yeah. What gender is an elf?
Not a boy or a girl.
No.
Well,
it's
actually,
elvish.
kind of elves, I feel like,
Traditionally,
are more boys or
pretty
girls.
gendered.
But, like, a werewolf.
Yeah. That's really
Those,
beautiful.
I feel like I'm really leaning into things that are gendered, though.
Yeah.
An alien.
Yeah, because like what? Well, because like I don't know. This is the great thing about drag. We live in a world with all these conventions of like this is what this is and what this looks like, and drag is such a clear way to break out of that to become something different.
Yes.
If it's in the roots of like men dressing as women, or like just I think you put it very well in like unlocking your final form. You can be the person, you can be the thing you've always wanted to be.
Yeah, like
if that is a werewolf or a beautiful woman.
Exactly. Like the show I was at a show last night, Run and Hide, hosted by Amore, who I think their Instagram is like diasporic.martyr, but I could be wrong about that. And that was like specifically a very alt show. And so like, yeah, some people were like, maybe would call themselves a king or a queen, but everything was so much more in between. Like gender was honestly like so irrelevant, and it was a lot more like storytelling. Like one of the people who was there, Wes Andy Sins, he's a drag king, and but he did a performance where he was wearing a much more feminine look, and it was kind of new for him. Like he was trying out more like glitter and bright colors and stuff. But he did a really great number, which was and he's a black person for context. And it started out with a poetry about being black, and then it went into I can't remember the song, but it was like something about like burning things down. And there was this video of a plantation that had caught on fire and was like burning down behind him, and he had like these fans that kind of looked like fire. It was a really great performance. And it's like that was a drag king performance, I guess, but it's like really it was, I would say honestly, it was much more of a performance of just being a black person in America, and it could have to do with like the male gender, but it was more of just like the black gender in America was the performance. That's what my interpretation of it.
Right. And you see, and you're saying like you've seen, like it's just sort of a way to I don't know if materialize is the right word, but like make feelings and like experiences in like ways like that. It's a way of making them real, or like that's in my experience. I've been performing my whole life. To me, drag feels like, of everything I've done, the rawest, like, and that's what I love about it. It just feels.
Yeah, let's talk about your drag journey.
Like, and that's why I love it. Is like, it's just I can like, it to me it feels like the purest, most authentic art form. I don't know.
No, I feel you. I kind of feel that way too. Like, I do think it's the way that people can kind of be most themselves. That's what, when people ask me what I love about drag, and especially people have asked me about like what I like about Chicago drag specifically, and what I love is that just like it is such a way for people to just like be really the most themselves, like show like this is who I am, this is everything I am and more. And like it's so awesome. Making friends with people in the drag community has been really fun, because it's like a lot of these people, like we might have like kind of similar interests or certain things, and like sometimes people's drag is kind of similar, but at the same time it's like entirely different. And I'm like, but this is just you though. That's what's so special,
because
it's
you. So personal, right? It's my way of looking at this, and that's what I think is so beautiful about the art form too. Is like every performance, every performer, every look comes from you. Like it's like, this is how I feel, or how I want this to look, and how I want this to be, and then you get to express that. Yeah.
Wait, okay, I want to talk about your journey of doing drag.
Yes.
Okay, so I started doing drag 4 years ago, freshman year. Yeah, 3 or 4 years ago. And it was, I had a drag show coming up. I knew I had this gig literally like 2 days after spring break, freshman year of college.
Yeah.
And I do my first show. That was the debut of Jules Astaire as a person.
Yes.
But I also had coming up, because I didn't know if I was going to be booked in this drag show, and I was like, this is something drag has always been like, I would call it a special interest for me, for sure. Especially RuPaul's Drag Race was what brought me in. Like,
as with many, yes. It's fair to say that's like the most mainstream.
Oh, for
drag
sure.
Has ever been. Like, that is most people's conception of it, and we can talk about that later. But
it's made drag so much more mainstream. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so then I was like, I know I want to do drag, and I want to host my own drag show. I want there to be an outlet for me and my friends to do drag, so I'm going to create that opportunity. So I created, my first show was Jules Astaire's Lip Sync Smackdown, and I had asked some people. Like, I'd been asking friends, but I also had asked some people who were in the grades above me, because I was a freshman, who had done drag before. And I kind of was like, hey, would you want to be in this? And there was a lot of like, I can do it. Oh, wait, I can't. A lot of scheduling conflicts.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if I asked you initially or if it was because someone dropped, but I remember we were at Lou Malnati's.
Yes, we were eating pizza.
We were eating
pizza. Was somebody couldn't do. You needed another person.
Yes, I think that is what it was.
It's either somebody dropped or you just hadn't filled that last spot.
Yeah, and I had thought you just struck me as like someone who could do drag.
And what do you mean by that?
Well,
but no, yeah, I guess in truth, it's something I'd always wanted to do, and part of the reason I wanted to go to DePaul and like work here is because when we were touring, I toured during we have a comedy festival, Mess Fest, and one of the shows there was a drag show. And we went into the wig and makeup shop, and they had all the wigs from that show. Because
there was a drag show in Mess Fest.
The first one, yes, there was.
The first one?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
There was that. I didn't see it. It was the night before I went and like did a tour, like an admitted student thing. And then since it was the night before, they brought all the wigs back to the Wham shop, and they were like, "Yeah, we have all these wigs." I'm like, "Wait, if I go here, this is a thing I can do."
Oh,
this
that's
is a
so
thing
awesome.
that happens.
I
I'm
didn't
like,
even
"Wait,
know that.
Let's do it." Yeah. So like. It was something I always wanted to do, and I was just like sort of waiting for it to happen. But because I was terrified, never done it before. Yeah, I know.
Well, I remember I just remember that this pizza dinner, I really was like, I really want you to like, I was like, I know this is probably a lot to ask, but like, I will help you. And like,
and it was great because I was scared too, because the other drag show that sort of happened was with people who were so much older than me, and I was afraid of. And I'm like, wait, this is my close personal friend.
And I was afraid of them too, and that's why I started my own thing.
Let's do our own thing. Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, but I guess, okay, really the thing that one of the things that made me think to ask you was because I feel like you had a little bit of a mini drag debut through Broadway Backwards.
Yes.
Which me and the hosts of Funny Girls, this is actually how Funny Girls kind of started too. My radio show that I used to have, we did a Broadway Backwards show. It was all the freshman comedy arts majors. And yeah, it was just, if you don't know Broadway Backwards, it's basically just like gender bent Broadway, or like singing songs from Broadway shows for roles that we would never get the chance to play. And Peyton did Don't Lose Your Head from Six the Musical.
Great song, great musical.
Did you do your own makeup, or did someone do your makeup?
No,
I think Louette did it.
Yeah, she did both of my first ones. She's wonderful. Shout out if you're listening.
Shout out Louette.
Yes.
And yeah, you did your little song and dance as Anne Boleyn, and I think that was kind of the thing where I definitely was like, well, Peyton is who I'm going to ask, and I can totally see you doing drag, and I helped you come up with your name, and
we worked it all out together.
I know, and you're my drag daughter. That's what I always call you.
Yes.
I'm always like, you're my drag daughter, but you're also my drag girlfriend, so it gets a little weird.
And that's the beauty of drag, is anything can be anything, and it cannot be weird.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. In a sense of like, you raised me, I'm your daughter, but in a sense of like,
I created Blonde Shell.
Yeah. And in the sense that like, we're in love on stage.
Exactly.
I'm your girlfriend. So like, it's all of those things. But yeah, no, you were crucial. You have been crucial. I'd say still are in my drag journey, because you're also like my sounding board for ideas.
Yes.
There are certain numbers I've sort of come up with, but like every single time I'll hit a wall, I'll be like, I'm going to talk to Ori about this. And then it like fixes. Like, I'm like,
But I feel the same. I need to talk to people about my number. Like, I'm not some end all be all. I just think that's a lot of the creative process. It's so much better when you can like
work with
have
people.
someone else to be like, is this anything?
Because that's something I think you do very well, and I think we're seeing some of in the drag, because drag performance is so ethereal. There's no, I mean, you were sort of talking about burlesque, how there's a fairly consistent structure. There's things you want to follow, especially in this like structure of reveals. Drag performance can be anything.
Yeah.
It really can. And like something I think you do very well, and something I've taken into my practice because of you, and I see people doing who are working with you in these shows, is the idea of transformation or like narrative. I think is for me what helps elevate my work, and also helps like attach me to it. I'm like, what am I trying to say in this performance, or like what story am I telling as this drag persona, as this, like what is, I am her, but like what does she want to say? Yeah,
I think it's always best to think about it as a story, even if you're just doing a number. And I mean, it's hard because this is the other thing about drag, is that a lot of like, if you're going out and performing drag, like me, I'm pursuing a career in drag right now. That's my goal for like post grad. And so a lot of that is you're just getting a gig at a bar or a brunch or whatever. And so it's like you kind of, the thing you're being paid to do is like just kind of dance around and get the tips. And sometimes it's not like you have the means to be able to do a theatrical production. And that's really where I want to go, and what I like to do with my own shows is I want to create a theatrical production, which is what has been amazing getting to do with Jules Astaire's Variety Hour at DePaul. But I think no matter what you do, it is still important to think about, like what is the story? What's at least having a concept and some sort of heightening.
Yes. Like a way to feel about something. Like even if it's a simple...
A POV, just even.
And I mean, like, sometimes drag is as straightforward as, like, I am lip syncing to this Lady Gaga song because Lady Gaga is awesome.
Yeah.
And, like, because I think that's at its basis level. And drag doesn't even, again, it can be anything. It doesn't have to be lip sync. I think people's conception
lip sync is the, like,
primary
default.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's also something. So I had done this first show, the Lip Sync Smackdown, which you competed in.
Yes.
And that was such a funny show. So
it was.
I'm just like,
I remember so
I'm
much has
remembering
happened since
it.
then. It was cute. It was fun.
Oh my god, it was so cute. I was wearing the most pedestrian clothes ever. Yeah, baby drag is so special to me. But we did. Sorry.
I'm blowing my nose, and I hope you can't hear it.
It's a little bit.
It's loud, but hopefully the mic isn't getting it.
No, the mic gets just a little bit.
Just a little bit? That's good. For those of you wondering,
that's why I started laughing, because I just heard a slight blowing nose. Okay. I had done this lip sync smackdown, and I actually my mom came into town. So happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
To support me in my first drag show, and came to see that show. It was really sweet, and took me and Adam and Rocco all out to dinner, maybe like a day later. After the drag show, she took me and other friends out to dinner too. Shout out, Mom. And then she was like, I loved the show, is great. And Rocco and my mom were kind of the ones who were like, I want you to bring in more variety. And Rocco and my mom are really the people who birthed Jules Astaire Variety Hour more so than I did.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And then I was like, yeah, that's so true. Like, I'd love to, because there is so much more to drag. And I think this is also something that RuPaul's Drag Race has actually brought into the mainstream more too, is because a lot of times now they do that like talent show, variety show extravaganza thing in the beginning, and people will do like stand up or Irene the Alien made a glass of water. And yeah, there's a lot of drag queens who have been very successful from RuPaul's Drag Race, like Bob the Drag Queen, Bianca Del Rio, Jinx Monsoon, Monet Exchange, who have all had careers in stand up. I mean, Jinx and Bob have both gone on to do Broadway too, and yeah.
It's cool to see too. I mean, and this is a whole conversation unto itself. But like a part of this is like, it's great to see drag integrated more into the mainstream every single day, every single moment.
Yeah,
we get more and more drag.
It is like, despite how much drag is trying to be shunned right now and kind of put down, I feel like drag is having a really big moment still, and it's hard to, like, even with RuPaul's Drag Race, if you guys are a fan of RuPaul's Drag Race,
shout out.
It's clear that the budget for that show has gone down, and it has become, it's really hard to watch. There's very limited places for you to be able to actually watch the show. Like, it's kind of impossible to stream unless you have specific things, which is nice for the community aspect, because then it's like, Drag Race has always been the thing. You go to the bars, you watch it with the community, you do the viewing parties. That's a huge part of drag culture. But like, now the RuPaul's Drag, they used to have the finales in this giant theater, and there'd be like gay celebrities like Frankie Grande in the audience, and then now it's like they're just in the RuPaul's Drag Race set,
in the
and like
RuPaul room.
The budget's gone up a lot since the original, but at the same, it's kind of getting on a back down. Drag is being really censored, but at the same time, it's like, we're having drag on Broadway right now. We had Bob in Moulin Rouge. We had Jinx in so many things. And then like Oh Mary being the Broadway hit it is. It's just like, that's huge for queer culture. Cats the Jellicle Ball. Like
Huge.
Huge. That's drag.
Mm-hmm.
That is drag. That show is about drag.
Yeah, exactly. Except they're cats from the musical Cats.
But they're not cats.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
That's the
They
metaphor,
kind of
the
use
art.
cat. I saw Cats the Jellicle Ball on Broadway. One of the best experiences of my entire life.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
I saw it. That's why I'm talking about it.
Oh my God, awesome.
Over spring break, I went to New York and I saw Oh Mary and Cats the Jellicle Ball, and I saw Chess the Musical. No drag in that one.
Still, wonderful show.
It was good.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I know One Night in Bangkok.
One
and
Night
I know
in Bangkok makes a... And I want to do that in drag, so...
Coming soon. Be on
And
the
you know what I
lookout.
also want to do? The Rum-Tum Tugger is a curious cat. Meow.
Classic. I've never seen Cats, by the way, just so you have that from a reference from me.
But you know the
I do know
songs?
that one. I know some of the songs. I know
Yeah.
that. Skimbleshanks.
Skimbleshanks.
Memory, if you've heard of it.
Don't think I know that one.
It's good. You'd like it.
Okay, I'll have to listen. But Cats the Jellicle Ball, it's kind of just that is about ballroom culture, which ballroom is connected to drag. But once again, this is a different. Ballroom is also its own thing.
Yeah.
And drag is part of ballroom. It's kind of a not all dogs are poodles.
Yes, but all poodles
situation.
are dogs.
Yes.
Beautiful. Well,
Not all drag is ballroom, and not all ballroom is drag,
Yeah.
but drag and ballroom have merged.
a lot of concentric circles here. Like, I mean, it's all just sort of.
It's just gay stuff.
Yeah, it's all because like queer people hang out and learn things from other queer people, and it's like, wait,
yes.
well, because that's the thing. Burlesque is awesome. Ballroom is awesome. Drag is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, we're taking all the awesome parts and making this fusion. Because when you look
Yeah.
at drag, there's a lot of burlesque elements. There's a lot of ballroom elements
Mhm.
like at play.
Yeah. And then the thing about ballroom, though, is that ballroom is really such a encapsulation of the queer experience. It was like primarily in New York in like the 80s. It was really created by Black queer people in New York, and part of the balls too, which watch Paris is Burning, I would
Shout out.
recommend, is that part of it was one of the biggest categories in ballroom was realness, and it was just about like queer people trying to pass too. Like one of the categories would be like you would get these gay men, but they'd be trying to dress like, it'd be like butch realness, and they'd be trying to look straight. And that was like what, it was like 10s across the board, you know? Like, that's also, but then that's a performance of gender too. Like, it all is so connected. I just think all of it is just the queer experience and
Sure.
trying to live and survive in a society that might not want you to be living and surviving in it.
I think, to quote my hero and inspiration RuPaul, we're all born naked, the rest is drag.
We're all born naked and the rest is drag.
But like,
Sissy that walk.
yeah, exactly. And to be
ASM, are you for real? Let's turn this into
wait, yeah, RuPaul concert. We're gonna start spinning some RuPaul.
please.
But like to keep this in a very real place, you've spoken of, I think, one of the things that I think not many people understand about drag, and a lot of people, I think detractors aren't very receptive to, is like everybody performs gender every single day.
Oh yeah.
We are all doing drag all the time. Like, I wear the clothes I wear because in my day-to-day I want to present masculine, but like in a specific way.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I think that's
And
really interesting.
Even if you think you're not doing a performance, if you're like, well, no, I'm just going to put on something, like, that is still kind of a performance in itself, because no matter what you wear, it's what are you communicating to the world? Is the message like, I'm just a normal girl? Okay, that you're doing normal girl drag.
Right. And that's my favorite thing to do, is I've incorporated that like slang into my life, but like business drag, like going into an office and putting on a tie and like, I'm in my cubicle. Like,
I'm in my business drag.
yeah,
yes.
or like just drag for any like social event, social thing.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, I was laughing when TTSNL.
Yes,
This is going
the
to
show
be
we
so
did.
insider baseball.
Yeah.
A show that Peyton was in. I did drag
days
as the
ago.
musical guest 2
Yeah.
days ago with Tanner Tan36 as the
Shout
host.
out on TikTok.
And Tanner was dressed as Scooby-Doo, and he was like, so when I'm getting in my Scooby drag.
Right. And it's because, like, as much as it is, drag is very much its own thing, but it's also sort of the catch-all, the performance of gender.
Yeah.
At its heart, it's like, I'm going to work today, and I want my coworkers to perceive me as a man, so I'm going to wear a shirt and a tie.
Yeah.
And khakis.
Yeah.
Right. Like.
And I think, honestly, like, some of these people who think that they're not involved in drag are, like, the most involved in drag, especially, like, a lot of these very, like, right-wing men, macho men, perform masculinity the most. Hello, all these people taking testosterone and doing the hair dye and all that stuff. That's all drag.
Toxic masculinity is all about being performative.
Oh my God. Masculine people are so performative.
It's funny as hell because it's just like, all the rhetoric, all the narrative is like, you got to be the most man you can be. You're not being enough of a, like, and it's, again, you need to perform your gender harder. It's like, you're not performing your gender good enough. Perform it harder. Like, don't lose your hair. Like, like, stop your hair from falling out.
Male pattern
get muscles.
baldness.
Like, again, reinforcing these ideas of, like, what gender is, even though they aren't, like.
And it's like, oh, we're all trying to look like the ideal man drag, though. But it's like, that's just, I don't know. Just look like yourself.
Right. Exactly.
Like, have fun with yourself.
And that's...
Look like whatever you want.
And that's what I love about drag performance specifically, because that's exactly what that is.
Yes.
It is being free in looking like a version of yourself you want to be.
Yes. It's so... I think that's the thing that's so great about it is that it can really... I feel like drag, and this is something I've talked about with my girlfriend too, is that, like, having the outlet to do drag can also give you a better outlet to then just kind of be the counterpart that's yourself as well. Like, my girlfriend is, they used to do a lot more, like, they basically did drag queen makeup on the daily in, like, when they were like 18, 19 years old. And now they get to do drag queen makeup in drag and perform. Well, sometimes they're like freaking freak monster alien, and sometimes they're hot alien girl, and sometimes they're hot alien thing.
Yeah.
But they get to do all that, like, glitz and glam, and I get to do the high femme, and I get to do all that joy through drag. But then out of drag, they're like, oh yeah, I like cut my hair short and I can wear baseball caps, and like I have my outlet to do that part of myself, and then I can also just know how to live comfortably as myself in the stripped down version.
Right. It allows you to explore places that society's conventions wouldn't want you to.
Yeah, or like for me doing drag as a drag king, I think performing masculinity makes me much more comfortable with feeling femininity. Like when I first started doing drag king stuff, I was in a place where I was having a lot of aversion to being perceived as feminine, and I was in my mask era, you know?
Yeah. Been there.
And now I'm just in, I don't even know. I would just say I'm Ori. Like, I'm not really mask or femme. But then, yeah, performing that masculinity helped me feel a lot more comfortable with, like, doing the femininity outside of it too, and within it. That's my favorite thing. I love being a boy and getting to dance around like a girl.
Exactly. Like, and there's like levels to it, and there's things within things, and like through exploration you get a much better understanding of yourself, but also just the broadness of it.
Well, hello, I'm the premier metrosexual. That's the whole thing with my drag character is he's a metrosexual, and that's the type of masculinity
which is funny. Like,
I'm very interested in performing is like the type of men who are like, no, I'm straight, but the people who are like pulling away from the overly macho thing, and they're like, no, the way that I'm going to be macho and like have riz and sex appeal is through being more effeminate and through putting in the effort into the looks and the
I'm
You
gonna
know,
dress nice.
very
and comb
Dennis
my
Reynolds.
hair.
Yes. I love that.
Which again, I think just as itself another really interesting exploration of gender and like.
Yeah, I just
how
love
we
exploring
perform.
toxic masculinity in different ways.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It's absurd, I think, which makes it interesting. It's like, what?
But also positive masculinity.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
There's positive guys. There is positive masculinity out there.
There
I'm here
is.
to say it.
Well, and again, another thing about drag is you get to pick and choose what parts you want to highlight and uplift, and you can find the sort of beauty and excitement within that, and like pull those things out.
Yeah.
And like highlight those and leave behind the sort of judgment and the comparison and the competitiveness of toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
And you can just sort of be like, wait, I love myself and I'm like strong and capable and
Oh,
I
that's
can
sweet.
do things. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm checking the time because I was like, I actually have no idea how long we've been talking.
We've been talking for a while. We're actually nearly done, which is like kind of deeply sad. Because I don't know about you, but I could keep going.
Sorry, I just tuned in to shout out Mother's Day again. My mom's texting me. And she said Christopher Guest did not direct Spinal Tap. Yes, this is true.
This is true. He was involved heavily. But
Rob Reiner directed it.
Shout out.
Christopher Guest just was in Spinal Tap, and that was the first that created his thing. Sorry,
Yeah.
go back to that earlier conversation. My mom also said to tell you that you're doing a really good job at this.
Yes. 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 Which is fantastic. And yeah, I would encourage everybody to try drag. What I will say is inherently there's a performance element to it that I think a lot of people, I'm not going to tell you to get on stage in front of people you don't know.
Oh,
Like, that's horrifying.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to force you to perform.
Yeah.
Peyton was already a performer. That's why I forced him to do drag.
And it was still terrifying. But, like, consider how you use drag in your everyday life.
Oh, interesting.
Consider, like...
Wait, are you asking this to me or to the audience?
I'm asking this to you and to the audience. It's like, think about the way you perform your gender and how you can adjust that. Things you want to uplift, things from other, how do you find your specific mix of like what your gender is?
Yeah, I think just have fun.
Yeah.
I think it's all about having fun and finding joy. I think that's the most beautiful thing about drag is it can really, really help you find your joy. And I feel like drag then also gets into this space, like being in the scene, there's competitions. It's very competitive because you're trying to get titles and accolades and the gigs and whatnot. So is all theater entertainment. You're always competing, but it's also like it's the way to just let yourself be loose. And I don't know, it's so awesome to just get a cheer for other people. I love seeing bad drag.
Oh yes,
I love
it's
it.
So
I love
awesome.
seeing baby drag. I love seeing someone just like get to feel themselves in a different way. And yeah. And then it's like great when people get really talented and then I get to see like, oh wow, that was one of the best performances I've ever seen. But it's also just so fun to see someone like just let yourself be loose. Listen to a song and envision like a crazy thing to it, and you can do that.
Yeah. That's the best part, is just like just raw. It is in one word, fun.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps me coming back. I love to have fun. But yeah, and as
I know, I
somebody-
want to bring Blonde Shell back
soon.
Well, my friend was asking me, I was showing, my friend came to TTSNL and I pointed out, I was like, oh, that's Peyton, who's my drag daughter / girlfriend. And I was like, oh, we do this number. I would do anything for love. And I was showing pictures of our number. And they were like, why haven't I gotten to see this number yet? Are you going to do it again? And I was like, well, I got to ask Peyton, but
we should do it again.
Yeah.
That's good. And maybe one day you'll have the chance to see it. Because I mean, we're in the final minute or so of our show.
Yes.
So I want to say, you will have the chance to see it again. You'll have a chance, especially too, to see Jules Astaire again.
Yes, you can
you're
see
doing
me.
stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you are a DePaul student and listening to this, you should go follow me on Instagram.
Yes. Everybody should.
Yes, it's JulesAstaire. Jules Astaire on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You can find me anywhere. You can also check out my website, which is OriRindal.com, ORRIERINDAL.com. There's availability to contact me, read more about my drag there. And check out my Instagram. you will see the sign up to perform at the Stars Drag Show. So you should totally perform if you're a DePaul student. It's a fundraiser for the theater school. No pressure, no experience required. Going to be just fun, easy, chill time. And that is next Friday. So yeah, sign up. I'd love to have you there. Love to have you follow my Instagram and see me and support me in the world.
Yeah.
Was there anything else I needed to say? I can't think.
No, nothing. At least on my end, I need you to say. Say whatever you need to say.
I think that was it. I'll think.
Beautiful. Fantastic. Ori, thank you so much for being on the show again.
Thank you for
it's been
having
great.
me.
Wonderful conversation. Go watch drag. Go see drag.
Go do it. Go follow me on Instagram at Jules Astaire. Shoot me a DM. I'm so down to talk.
Yeah, let's chat.
Let's chat.
And I will be seeing you. Actually, I never see my audience. That's sort of the way this show works.
Who is your audience?
I don't know. I don't know. I do this for the void. No, my audience is beautiful and special, and I appreciate every single one of you.
Special.
Yes, and I should be seeing you, rather speaking to you next week with a new guest and a new show.
Yes.
Ori, thank you so much again for being here.
Thank you for having me, Peyton.
And thank you, listeners, for being here. I will catch you all
Personal
so soon.
intimacy.
Yes, for my episode, Personal Intimacy. Catch you on the
Bye.
flip.
Cowabunga, dude.
We did it.